参った。泣けか。
ありえねえ、食事と会話の真っ最中に。しかも続きを噛み始めたぞ。
Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Keeping with the Croc deck for now, I did see a video by, I'm blanking on the creator's name, but I'll put their name in the description. And they went through over their philosophy with the Crocodile deck, and I kind of really jived with it. Changes from last time, we added 3 Zala. We went down to 2 Mr. 5 and just 1 Mr. 4. And then I'm mixing up some of the 2K ratios, moving Merry Christmas over to Golden Week. And then their list, if I remember correctly, did not run any Shirahoshis. They were just running 4 of each of these, which I think is fine. I've just found Shirahoshi should be quite helpful. And so that is what I was going to play with. I will probably try these alone. Their logic was that when you want to use your searchers, you want to find 2Ks and let your other guys go to the trash. And if you find the Shirahoshis, then you can't pick those, obviously, and you end up having to pick one of these things to not lose card advantage. And they can be a little bit annoying to get out of your hand. Luckily, Bonclay can play them out of hand, but that's hurting your card economy by having to do it that way. So I understand the logic. I've just found Shirahoshi to be quite helpful at kind of tinkering away at my opponent's hands. So let's go ahead and hop into some games. All right, first game we have here is versus a yellow Katakuri. I haven't seen this one in a long while. I'm gonna go second here. That seems to be my preferred curve. And I will keep this. We have the 1 searcher and the Bonclay and some 5 drops to use early. So I think this will usually get there. Here we're going to grab the Crocodile and then we'll pass the turn. Either one of these is a fine option. If they don't play anything out, then the double finger is the better one. If they do play something out, I can kind of get use out of this. Actually, with the Daz Bones is a really good pickup here that allows us to use this or get this blocker out of the way early. If they want to use it early, then that works out too, and we just go back to play Zala. Otherwise, we'll still stick to the plan here. They get a second one. So yeah, we're just gonna take out one of these. We will mill 2, and then we'll play out Daz Bones from our hand, and then we will swing 6 at the Brûlée here. And then if our opponent decides they want to swing into this 6K, we're gaining on card advantage by them doing that. 4 is protected from, what's his name? Gedatsu? Although I don't even know if these decks run that anymore. That's probably been power crept out since. They're going with a 7 here. I'm not sure where. Wouldn't be surprised to see it go at face. Yeah, it's going to go at face. They're going to look at their own life. They left it on top. And we will go ahead and take a second one here. I don't know if we need... I could have probably countered that one. Probably would have been correct to even counter that one. Looking at our cards here, let's just go. Let's see what they left on top. Probably something they want in hand, possibly even a trigger. But I'd rather just get it out of the way so that we can plan around it. We would like to find, what's it called? Okay, that's unfortunate that happened that way. We could have played around that with a Zala here, but I think we will just have to, yeah, here's Miss All Sunday for next turn. I think it's correct to even use this here. And do we mill cards? Yeah, we can mill some cards to try to get a little bit more value here. We'll play out our blocker. And then I don't think we want the No, we will. Yeah, let's play this out just in case we need it for Missile Sunday, or get rid of this one. That's our one of in the deck, so having it in the trash means it is accessible for Missile Sunday, and that's about what we want it for. 2 Crocs here, and a freeze event. This one we counter. We'll get rid of the Zala here, and then we can block 2k to get out of a 7, likely. Leaving our opponent with 6, which would work for the Robin if they want to play the Robin. We'll have to see. It's a Nami. Okay, going for the KO. Okay. That means it is an 8 here. I think I am going to give the 2/2Ks here. Not ideal, but I think it's probably okay. Here... I think if I swing at the Hawkins, they will let me have it. And I do eventually need to get it off the field. And then we can use potentially a Dazbones to get the Nami off the field as well. Yes, they do let me have it. Missile Sunday, we're gonna get you and a Searcher. Grabbing another Missile Sunday. Do this. I'm not gonna mill here because I know that I have the right guy. Resting you. Do I swing a 6? Yeah, I'm gonna swing a 6. If they counter, I can always freeze it. They're going up to 9, so not enough to play out the big moms yet. So we have a bit more time. Oh, they're gonna protect it. Even more reason I feel like to do that. If they want to use up a block on it, because that's kind of a valuable resource that they gave up for it, I will just freeze it, and then we can swing at it again next turn without having to give them triggers necessarily. Give something good for Crocodile to swing into. 9 is possibly the yellow Katakuri. They're going to swing a 7 at us, which unfortunately we do have to take. I'm going to hold on to this because if we can get another freeze, then that would be ideal. 8 could be a Katakuri putting our guy back. No, the kid. Okay, so now we're definitely in a pinch zone here. We're going to want to clear both of their bodies if possible, or have them frozen. So let's go here first. We're gonna play out a blocker, I believe. Let's see here, which means Missile Sunday. I would like to get down the Croc, but I don't think I'll be able to. We can freeze with freeze and blocker. Yeah, so that's the correct move here. We play out you. We're gonna grab. Ooh, do I go straight for blocker here, or do I? Yeah, we're gonna go straight for blocker plus. Oh dang, I miscounted this a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna do the Miss Wednesday here. We can do... Let's swing 6 here. It's not ideal. We messed up our math a little bit here. I needed to shrink it first, so I have enough room to play out this Miss Wednesday without having to lose a spot on my board. They take, they get another Nami trigger. That's gonna clear Babe, which will get us back another 2k here. Then we will... It's unfortunate. I think it's correct to... Well, shoot, that's our block. Yeah, this is unfortunate. We're gonna have to freeze here. Don't mill. And then I think we have to just KO this if we can. Let's go 9 at 6 here. If I have enough 2Ks, then that sucks, but it is what it is. Okay. I think we just represent the ground death. That turn could have gone way better, especially because we got the trigger on us, and here's the 15, which is going to be enough to get us. So a bit unfortunate on that last turn, but not what we wanted. Let's do a rematch though. I'm gonna go second again though. I'm gonna mull this. Unfortunately, we don't find a blocker here, or a searcher is what I mean. I'm gonna play out the Shirahoshi just in case. It might be something that works out for us. Nami giving banish and a 7. We're just gonna let this one go. It probably would be a 2K counter anyways that we use. So let's swing a 5 at face. If they take, then we get to Shirahoshi them. If they counter, then they're not getting triggers. So they are. Let's do this one. Mill 2 cards, Daz Bones, and swing. Oh, no, this first. We're going to put back 1 and 1. We have one of the Bonclays in the yard for a later Robin, or All Sunday, I should say. Yeah, let's clear these out here. See how our opponent plays it. Nami is the card that they're obviously looking for here, and maybe that would have been a better option to play out the Zala, knowing that the Nami is not a big deal. We're still learning. Yeah, there's the Nami. Kind of expected this. They do smartly take out the Shirahoshi there. Every once in a while somebody doesn't take out the Shirahoshi, and then I get to strip a bunch of cards from their hand. Let's just go a 5 here first. And then we'll go with a Zala. Holding up this one, I think it might be correct to use a ground death a bit early here. I'm gonna counter with the other one. I am gonna take this one. Okay, we got the trigger here. It's nice. Here I grab the 2K. And yeah. Kuma to heal. Let's go 5 here. Just get it off the board. We eventually do need to get through, but we don't have to just yet. Do I look for Miss All Sunday? So we have pretty decent chance to hit it here. I'm gonna try. We do hit All Sunday, which is great. Let's do All Sunday into... Do I go straight into the blocker? Yeah, I think I do. Grabbing off of this one, we'll grab a 2K. We have not used the leader ability yet. I don't think we need to. We'll just go a 7 at their leader. Let's see what they get. They get a blocker. That's fine. We can usually deal with blockers at the end of the game. It's more how they use them to protect their bodies that I worry about. Here, probably a kid is what we're expecting. A kid in a 7K swing, which we would block. Okay, so 8. Here I'm actually going to, I think, double 2K. With the intention of going face, I think. I think we just ignore this Kuma for as long as we can. Freezing it out or whatnot. We can definitely do here. That's an easy block. They're gonna look at mine, and we'll block here, getting back one of our 2Ks, and then a Hawkins. Yeah, I feel like we just ignore and go, because we can freeze. So let's just ignore what they're doing and go freeze, hold up. The ground death. Yeah, 579 even works nicely. 7. And then we can go 9 at this Kuma if they want to keep defending. Let's go here. This Brule I don't think will stick around the whole time. 3 Linlands from... Oh, he must have hit lots of the big Linlands out of life. They are going to have it next turn, though, so we do need to worry about that. Because they gave us this free information, I do get to take advantage of that with doing block and Wednesday, and then we can do... Do we want to freeze you out? Probably, yeah. So let's freeze out the Kuma. Yeah, we'll mill, and then we'll couture it. We still have ground death to probably save ourselves 1 life here, maybe even 2, because I guess it's 2 5s here. So here we will block, probably a 10. And yeah, here's a 5. We will go ahead and ground death, knowing that one was coming here. All right, now we get to freeze out 2 of them. So let's go 5 at face, 7 at face. That's fine. 8 at face. This should connect if the 7 connected. Interesting choice there. We'll do you, freeze you, and then minus you. Mill 2 cards. We will trash the other crocodile to freeze that. And then we can use Babe to get back the Croc and pass here. Probably another Big Mom coming down, but they won't get to do very much in the way of attacks. So we block 1 so we can get it back Croc, and then we counter 1. Counter. Block. Grabbing back one of our 2Ks. Here comes the 10 Mom again. All right. So here, I think we might be able to ladder them out. But I need 4 to connect. So let's just swing the 5. Let's see if this one gets in. We are a little at the mercy of triggers. And then let's do 7. If they hit more than 1 trigger that saves them a life, then we are in trouble. Here we gotta do a 9. And then wrap it up. We're gonna end up going to a game 3 here. It's fun to see. Our opponent gets to pick this time. They're opting to go second. This still looks good. We have our searcher. We're going to grab the... I think I'm going to grab the Miss All Sunday here, because then we can go Sunday into that. We're going to do another search event. We're going to grab the 2K here, and then we're going to go a 7. Hoping we can fade one of the big triggers here. I guess if they hit a Nami trigger, that's fine. Here comes the Brulee. Oh, it's the 2K Brulee. Okay. So they know what's on the top of their life. They're going to go at mine then. And we're going to end up taking this first one. We want to stay above 3 for as long as we can because of the Kikus. Especially because we're getting some extra swings at their life that they're incentivized to protect. So we have a banish here. We're just going to take a banish, I think. Or are we? No, actually, I don't think we will. So the question is what are we countering with? And I think we hold on to Gem here. So we're going to give two Ks here. 1, 2. Because we can use... let's swing first. Just in case there is a better target off of this trigger that we want to shrink. I don't think it'll make a big difference. Let's see, we could use most of the 5 drops in here. So they do give me the 2K. I'm going to shrink your guy. I am going to mill 2. And then we're going to play out my blocker. We're going to get rid of a Daz Bones, who will be useful next turn. On 6 Dawn, I'm not sure. Viola is an interesting one. They want to look at all of my life. We'll be able to rest that with the Daz Bones on the next turn. Get rid of reordered. Oh, they're reordering their life. Interesting. Oh, they reordered my life. Never mind. It's only my life, so they can reorder. A 5, 6. I'm gonna actually give this counter because I can probably get it back with Missile Sunday without too much issue. This one we have to take though. We use this trigger, grabbing. Obviously, the only one we can pick here is the Daz Bones. This makes sense to me just to clear this. What do we have as access to here? We don't have a Zala. The only 5-drop we have is the Daz Bones, so I guess we go with the Daz Bones. Miss All Sunday, grabbing 1, and let's grab a Searcher, letting us grab Zala, and then we can do this one. I'm not gonna mill because I think we have enough here. I'm gonna swing here because we can, and then I think we are gonna swing here as well. Let's see if we hit a trigger. I guess technically it's better to swing first just in case there's a better target than the Viola, but that's okay. I think we're in a solid spot. If they don't play something big, then I probably just All Sunday again. Zeus to KO one of my guys. They are taking life, which I'm okay with this. See how they play out the rest though. Nami, okay, so they're just going for the clear as much as they can here. It's correct to just take this one. All right. So we're going to go with the All Sunday again, getting back you and 18 cards. I'm gonna preemptively get back this Miss Wednesday. We're going to shrink you. We're not gonna mill because we already have this guy. Let's go a 5. Well, they might not protect this. And then this, yeah, this Dice Bones is sitting a little unused. And let's go an 8 here. We've got 2 8Ks that'll both be good into the Big Mom turns. And we have Ground Death up to protect us if they want to swing bigger. And now it's just going to be a 5. We're in Big Mom territory now. Luckily, we have a good board to work with. I'm just going to swing 5s here. I don't think there's any reason to invest too heavily in this. We will play out our first Crocodile, I think, this turn. Because I don't think we have room enough for playing another Missile Sunday. I mean, realistically, we could, but I don't think that it is the correct play. 0 cost event. Let's go with an 8 here. And they looked at their own life here. Another 8 here. Oh, they hit another Brûlée. Then we're gonna play out the Croc over you. Oh, so I do need to double do this. Let's do the Zeus just in case. Shrink you. Don't mill. I don't think we're gonna need this Missile Sunday anymore. And pass there. Expecting another Big Mom here. But I do think that if they do another Big Mom, we do a couple swings and then we probably Ground Death their Brûlée to get there for the final one. Finding the lines a little better now that I've gotten the groove on this. And we can even do a double freeze on Linlin if it's not looking like we're going to be able to finish. Kumag is going to give him another heal. These Brûlées obviously make it a little harder to finish when we go for those. Let's see where they swing. A 9 here, which is going to be 10, which is a Ground Death plus a Zala. Alright, we get there in the end. And good best of 3 with our opponent there. Let's hop into some more games. Next up we have Blue Purple Luffy. I'm gonna go second here. Searcher, I think I'm gonna mulligan. I think I can do better. Yeah, double Searcher is better. We want to find a Mr. 4, obviously. Actually, first is probably, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably want to go first in the future. Let's grab a Crocodile, because those are harder to get back. And then let's grab a Ground Death. And I'll pass the turn. Probably going to play out one guy. Yeah, they have their first ramp. We are going to take here. Here, I think we want to play out this Golden Week and then swing an 8. I'm playing this out so that on a future turn I can still get the 6s in while still developing a 5. Because I think that'll work out for us. A second gear 2. Seven here. Unfortunately, we don't have the 2K to go with this, so I am going to actually take here. That is actually quite useful in the future here. Oh, this is definitely a Bagua. Is it correct to even swing here? I think it probably has to be. Unfortunately, we're running right into the Bagua, yeah. And then we just play out Dazbones. He's the more expendable of the two. If we get Sanchi into Mihawk, which is obviously the worst case scenario. If we get Sanji into Mihawk, then I'd rather lose him than the Mr. 5, who can be a blocker at least. Yeah, more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking that I should be doing go first against them. Pudding. Wow. Interesting choice there. Not what I was expecting. I think I can make this work still, because I can get through my deck pretty reasonably. So I think I can still make this work. We are going to just take this one, though. We do need to take some time recurring our hands. So let's just swing. What are they holding up so much Dawn for? A 2K there. Playing out you. Ooh, shoot. That is something I needed to consider. Oof. Guess we're playing out these two. Attack here. And we are going to end up ripping one of these out. We are going to mill 2. We're going to discard a 1, 2. It's unfortunate here. Now we get Sanji'd. Opponent knows what they're looking for now. We have a Croc in there, but no way of recurring him yet. Usohachi. That hurt quite a bit. Yeah, the pudding really messed us up there. Let's see what our opponent is stacking with this Sanji at this point. I feel like the Sanji's got to come down at this point. We did get a Missile Sanji down before the Sanji comes down, which is helpful. As long as it isn't a Mihawk. They're thinking about it, so it seems that it's not trivial here. Probably means that they have to think about it, or they have to work for a little bit here. They're drawing your card. Sanji into a blocker. Interesting. We've gotten a little lucky then, but I don't think that'll continue. Usually this Nami can, if they miss on that, then they probably have them in hand. So we're gonna have to get aggressive here soon. This is just gonna be a 6 though, so we can get out with 1. Croc is a great one here. Let's go get some swings in here. And then you. Gear 2. Okay. So the Croc is going to be important. Let's do another 6. We got to push their hand as much as we can. Hopefully take a life even. They're out of events. Okay, so they're down another blocker. Let's do Croc, freeze you. And then I'm actually gonna KO you. Am I milling? Yeah, I'm gonna mill. And then we don't need the Zala at this point. Oh, Zala or you. We have our ground deaths, and we pass here. Luckily, our opponent's down to only 3 cards. Unfortunately, they still have 2 life, making this still difficult to deal with. But we do get to keep board here. Red Rock will probably answer. Yeah, although if they use Red Rock, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Because it means they're not playing out more bodies, and that we can deal with the 1 Sanji pretty reasonably with our Croc cycling. 5 here. I think it's correct to just give him a 1 here. Don't think we want to. 7. I will give him a ground death here. 8. We'll give him a ground death. Because we only need the 1 for going for game later. I think it's actually correct to let this Sanji attack. So let's just put some pressure on. Let's go with an 8. Let's see what other events they have here. Oh, it's the Dofi version. Okay. Let's just go here. Big enough to block or to get around the Nami, clear up an attacker. Then we will do. Actually, let's check what we have first. We have Bonclay. So yeah, we can do a Bonclay and a Searcher. Grabbing. What do we grab a Searcher? I guess we're grabbing Miss All Sunday. And then we're going to KO here. I'm not going to mill because I know I have what I want. Let's do you. We're trashing Zala. And passing the turn here. We're going to let this attack because then I can Couture it. And get 3 freezes on our turn. While getting a good number of Giant. Alright, so then we know they have Giant. I wonder if they're playing the Mihawks. I guess that I haven't followed enough the blue-purple lists to know what the particular mix is. Because our opponent seems to be playing with the Dofi package, they might not be playing the Mihawks, which actually works quite significantly in our benefit. The Mihawks being able to clear Miss All Sundays are really rough. To use, I don't think we want to use the ground death to protect you. Okay, so there's the Mihawks. Okay, so the Mihawks do exist. Luckily, it wasn't off of a Sanji. A 6 here, and then if they do 9, then we're still good. So we get to protect both. I think it's correct to let that one through. We know they have a Giant. We get to double freeze here anyways. I think we're still safe. I think I'm gonna keep on the aggression. Be 2K. Let's do a 6 because it's awkward with the Giant. They do take. I can do a single freeze and get an extra card if I do this. Don't mill. And then we can play out you, freeze you. Let's go 8 lead. This is the Giant. And then we can freeze, keeping our ground deaths for the following turn. Yeah. Alright, so they're out of that one. And then freeze you. We should still be safe here. And then we can ground death on our turn to hopefully be enough. We just have to test the waters here. They went down to just 1 card in hand. that they did not, well, they may have known what it was. So it could be double giant, or that they would have one, maybe another one. They have another red rock. If they use the red rock, I think that works out for us. Because I think we can make use of the fact that they're not playing out another big body. But we'll see. Obviously, it's really nice to have access to... yeah, I'm going to actually give the 2K 1K here. Red rock there. All right. I don't think they're going to block here. I think they're going to give me counter. What are we looking at here? I'll just do another 6 and test the waters here. Okay, they give me another 2K. 8 will get whatever their event is in hand. So let's go for it. Bagua. They're on one card. Here we just play out you. Don't mill. We're gonna get rid of Missile Sunday, freeze you, and just so that I don't do it, I'm going to do this one. Now I can't use my ground death that I need for my turn. Obviously the opponent could find more Namis. Another Sanji. Sanji and Tanami makes things difficult. We have enough to defend our board here. I think this is in our favor. I think we can get this. Obviously, Giants, if they do Nami plus Giants, that going to 8K hurts. 8 at 6. Now I'm gonna defend him 2K, 1K. All right, so they have what looks like a giant. So let's test that theory. We do, ooh, see, our opponent did not, don't mill, our opponent did not plan for this one, I don't think. 17, I think, is enough to where Giant won't be able to save them here. It very well could, I think. I think the math is still such that 2K, 2K, 2K does it. Ah, 2K, 1K. Nice. So our opponent bricked a little bit. They found their guys a little bit slowly, which worked in our favor. We did get that pudding really wrecked us. So there was a little bit of a little B, but coming back from a pudding felt pretty good there. Let's do one more. All right, now we have a Boa against Boa. I'm gonna go second still. Searcher, this seems good. I feel like I always want second. I don't know if it's always correct. I think there's definitely spots where I need to play around their curve more. I know my curve works really nicely here, but I think I might need to be playing around their curve to an extent. But we shall see. If they curve out in these first two turns, it means I can usually use... oh, this is nice here. Here we're going to grab a 2K. And then we're going to grab a I'm gonna grab Ground Death. We're gonna have to take this first one here. They're going for the trigger. Going with this 6. I'm gonna take because I want to find something that helps. Zala, are you the right card for me to use? Do I go for a 5 here? They'll get a card out of it. Is that a problem? What if I go for 5 and 5? So we trade a bit. You probably want me to... Gorgon Sisters is not necessarily a good trade. I'm going to gamble a little bit here. We're gonna hope we did not hit one. Let's just do the gem. Dang, we were like 1 card shy. Let's pitch Miss Doublefinger here. So that we can Daz Bones on our turn here. Definitely unfortunate that Gorgon Sisters is really important to their game plan. This is meaning it's going to be like an 8 swing. Which we can do block 2-1. Which feels correct, actually. They do have the Cujo Pirates. We know they have the Femur. That's important to know. We're only doing it on those 2. 6. We will give the 2K, and then we're gonna have to take this one, unfortunately. Take. All right, so we got lots of ground deaths. Is it correct? I feel like we have to go after this one here. Yeah, let's just swing here. Let's try to drain some cards out of their hand. Here, let's do... Let's do here. I'm gonna mill. Then I can play out you. You're already rested. Let's do 6 here. I don't know that there was a big difference, but my logic is that I wanted this to stick around longer because I've definitely played games where I messed up the order on this and lost out on the card. I think it's correct to try to just go for this here. Yeah, unfortunate that we have to take that. And we have so many bricks. We are not in a good spot right now, for sure. Lots of bricks. On 7 Dawn, I mean, if they're playing Nami, which I don't know if they will play the Nami. We saw at least 3 other cards that were Kuja Pirates. I just hope that they do some development here. Ideally one where they're not actually putting Dawn on lead, but we'll have to play around with it. We're gonna definitely need blocker. Okay, it's unfortunate. I still have 1 left here. I'm going to give 2 1s here. I want to protect this life. Yeah, unfortunate that we don't get there. That helps quite a bit, actually. Because we can do some freezing here. I think we're going to go at face. Are they going to trigger something out? Ah, damn. Here we'll do you with you and you. Grabbing Croc. We need the Croc for next turn. Shrink you. Don't mill. Play out blocker. And then first of probably many times that I'm going to have to freeze out their guys. This 2K is kind of at a premium. Let's see. If they play the boa, then I think we're toast. I don't think we can get around the boa. Yeah, here comes the boa. Yep. That's really rough on us. We do get to clear board, though, at this point. And 5, we can get out of this. Unfortunately, we have to use this block. Grab back a 2K counter. Here. Let's go here. They do let it go. Interesting here. We play Croc. Don't mill. Get rid of one of these events. Freeze you. Swing 5 at lead. I should have done that first. Here they got a trigger, yeah. Try to trash. That Shakuyaku is probably gonna be the death of me, but we will do what we can. Yeah, I needed to swing first to make them choose between triggering out, and they would have replaced, they would have gotten a different body, but I would have had a better shot at, well, I don't know. This is a tough matchup, especially just where they navigated us to. We got the Gorgon Sisters trigger against us, which hurt a lot. I need to figure out how to play around that trigger. Kuma, they're healing. Okay, so they're trying to keep going. Interesting. Ran. Rested Dawn here. 5, we can give it 1. I think we have to give the 2K here because we need these for following turn. Let's go 5. Let's not mess this up again. If they hit a trigger, it doesn't help them very much because they have a full board already. They get to draw. Well, they don't get to draw a card if they don't play it. So I think we're just holding up a bunch of. I think we just have to go. We have to take away blockers when we, or attackers to an extent. And they are probably going to play something out here. Unfortunate. But I can't not. Granny Neon. Alright, so they're stacking another one. Let's do... yeah. Yeah, here's Miss All Sunday. I think this is a correct play here. We're going to bring back you. And then a U. Grabbing a 2K. And then we're going to don't mill. We're gonna get rid of one of these. You can't attack. And in the turn, if we manage out of here, then I will be very impressed. But I think that I might be cooked here. $2K and unblockable, so this is going to be a big swing here. If we're not going to be able to use here, 17, ground death, 2K, 2K, 1K. We have to do 2K. Lock, get back a 2K. I gotta make sure that I don't click the wrong one. 2K. And no block, 2K. All right. So what are we hoping they have? We're hoping they have a bunch of... I'm gonna try a 9 first, I think. I want to hold up as much as I can. See what they get for triggers. Nothing. 9. We might have math here. Wow. That's crazy that we might have math here. 2K, 2K, 1K. And then we split between these two. 8 and 15 is 23. That's 11, 12. 11. And 12. Wow. I am impressed at the resilience here. I definitely thought I was done for there. Wow. All right, let's do a wrap up after that one. That was a really cool way to finish out. So yeah, wrapping up, this deck felt really good. That last game, I'm still kind of dumbfounded that I was able to navigate that one. I thought I was going to be dead for sure, but we found the line. And our opponent didn't catch on. Well, I mean, I guess I was down to I was completely out of counter. So they definitely did the math where they could. I think there's a world in which they needed to do maybe a smaller swing on... No, because they swing... they did swing 2 6s, which let me get out for 2 2Ks instead of a 5 and a 7, which would have been optimal for that situation. I don't know if they could have allocated their Dawn differently, just because of the way their characters were sized. I'd have to go back and watch the footage to tell. But we did get there, and I'm impressed at the ability for this deck to be that resilient. And what else do I say? This deck has been a lot of fun. I'm definitely looking forward to playing this one in person. It'll definitely be tough to remember all of the triggers. I'm going to have to break out my counters and stuff like that to mark all of my abilities so that I know what I've used and what I haven't. Because this is going to be a rough one to do correctly. There's a lot of little triggers to do and a lot of math to work through. So it's going to be interesting. Thanks for hanging out with me though, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.